We're going to be looking at Indigenous issues in Year 9 Humanities for the last couple of lessons. We're going to be using Coggle to codify our thinking and to organise it. You need to go to coggle.it. You can sign in using a Microsoft account. Every student has a Microsoft account associated with their email address and their school Citrix password. When you do that, you open a new mind map, a new diagram. I'm going to click in the middle, and that allows me to edit. So I just click on it, and I'm going to type Australia Day. I can make this bigger or smaller, whatever I want to do, by dragging this corner box here. And just up here, it gives you an opportunity to do a few things. I'm going to add a picture. So I'll make a picture that I've organised beforehand. You'll see lots of information comes up, but when I click off it, the picture is there with Australia Day. Now, it's not very well balanced, so let me just drag that out a little bit more, and that looks much better. I need to think about Australia Day and organise my thinking. So I'm going to click and make a branch here. You can always delete it by going Control Z to delete. Or down here in the question mark, it will tell you how to delete branches. We'll get to that if we need to. The first thing I'm going to think of is I'm going to think that it is to do with Captain Phillips landing at Sydney Cove in 1788 on Jan 26. Okay, I'm going to add a picture too. Let's add a picture of Port Jackson at Sydney Cove, and we'll choose that, and we've got a nice little picture associated with what we've got too, a little map. I can move things off to the side because I'm dealing with this side, and I can move anything I want the Coggle around just by clicking on the background and scrolling like I do normally. So I've got my first thought. Australia Day is about this. If I click here, I can add a new thought. I might say, well, what did Phillips bring? They brought concepts like freedoms. Let's do freedom of speech. What else did they bring? I might say they brought democracy. And I can easily add another branch either by going and clicking here, or if I'm already typing in one, I just go Shift Return and it will automatically make another one. So I think about democracy, Shift Return. I might put universal rights, Shift Return, and I might put capitalism. Now, you might not agree that those are things that we should put. These are just things that come to my mind. I can drag and move things around as I need to, just by dragging like this, separating things out a bit. Okay, and let's say I want to highlight one. I might highlight that and go bold. And that one's bolded. Attach the eye. So if I need to do anything, I just click on what we call nodes, these little crosses, and it will do it. Now, I'm sort of thinking that I might not like what I've got so far, so I might want to delete something. And if I wanted to delete something, I just go to the box, I press Alt if you're on a PC, Control if you're on a Mac, Alt, click on it, and you'll see that this little box comes up and it will allow me to delete the branch. So I can delete that branch if I wanted to. If I don't like it, I just press Control Z and it will come back again. But you know what? I've thought there's a bigger problem here, and that is that I think there are some bad things associated with Captain Phillips landing in Sydney Cove too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rearrange this a little by clicking in the middle. I've got another branch here, and I'm going to put good things. So the goods that happen out of that. Now what I really want to do is I want to drag all of these things over into this column, and I do that by pressing Shift, and you'll see that what was the cross when I let go of Shift turns into an arrow when I press down Shift. I can click on it. Sorry. I can click and drag it, and I can put it into goods and let it go. It's dragged to another node now. So I can do the same here. Put freedom of speech here, and just make sure that we get the right node. And I can easily reorganize these things just by dragging them. So I've got my goods here. I can click on the branch, and I might decide, well, I want to talk about some bads. So I'll click in here, and I'll talk about some bads. Click off. I'll make my first branch, and I might type violence. There was a certain sort of violence that was brought. I might go shift return to make another branch. I might go invasion, shift return, disease. And I can click off at any time. And now I've got all different sorts of branches that I want. And this is just coming from one aspect of Australia Day that we can look at. Now, the last thing before we go is if we go up here, I can click plus up here, and I can extend an invite to someone in my group by typing in their school email address and send. They'll get an email sent to them with a link, and they'll be able to join your Coggle, and you can work together as a group. If you're a group and you click on the talking marks, you'll also have the ability to message each other, so you don't even need to be sitting next to each other.